Welcome to a special Christmas edition of the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, where we're going to run through 5 things you need to think about when investing. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Now, remember, we're not providing investment advice. It's just the pros and cons as provided by Fear and Greed guests. So if you want to invest, see a financial planner. Now, all of the formalities out of the way, Sean. 5 things to think about over your summer break. Number 1, it's been a crazy year for Australian shares. Are equities worth investing in?
Michael, consensus is markets will rise further in 2022, even though equities are expensive on a historical basis. Now, within equities, let's run through a few sectors. The banks tend to do well in a rising interest rate environment, and that's happening, but only slowly. However, the housing market is where banks make most money, and that's cooling. Let's think about the miners. BHP, Fortescue and Rio Tinto, the big 3. They rely heavily on China. Beijing is looking to push the world's second largest economy along, but there are still question marks over steel production. How about the tech stocks? Well, they were supposed to fall, but as demonstrated by Apple on Wall Street, they just keep rising. Healthcare, the industry of the future. Australia has some seriously high-quality companies like CSL and Cochlear, but they really aren't shooting the lights out at the moment. Plenty of other sectors to get into. Go see a financial planner. Certainly worth thinking about equities.
The property market, Sean. What do you think about that?
Well, there's a remarkable consensus among economists that the housing market will rise by around 5 to 7% in 2022 before falling back in 2023. Remember, that's off an incredibly strong 2021 where nationally house prices jumped more than 20%. Of course, there's lots of differences within the housing sector. Sydney and Melbourne are already coming off, while Brisbane and Adelaide are still shining. Regions are doing really well. And housing has some other benefits for investors as well, including tax benefits and the ability to leverage a relatively small amount of money.
All right. Number 3, Sean, we're going to keep this one pretty brief because, to be brutally honest, it's not the most exciting asset class, but is fixed interest any good?
Oh, don't be so mean. In this category, we're talking about bonds and bank deposits and even annuities. Michael, they've provided dreadful returns this year, let's be honest about that. In fact, in real terms, when inflation is taken into account, some, such as term deposits, have actually gone backwards, but they're safe. They're really safe. You won't lose your money, whereas in many other asset classes, you could easily lose some cash. Will things get much better over the next year or so for fixed interest? Not really, according to the experts.
Okay, number 4, from steady to the very unsteady, cryptos.
Well, they have returned more than pretty much any other asset class over the past 12 months, but they are volatile. A millionaire one day, a pauper the next. Buyers beware. Where bonds are safe, cryptos are quite the opposite, and there's all sorts of cryptos, some that are even less safe than others.
Okay, and for our 5th thing to think about over summer for investing, we're actually going to cheat a little bit and squeeze 9 tips for investing into one. These are courtesy of Shane Oliver, Chief Economist at AMP and a friend of Fear and Greed.
Yes, let me run through them quickly. Number 1, make the most of the power of compound interest. Keep reinvesting the money you make. 2, don't get thrown off by the cycle. 3, invest for the long term. It's not about timing, it's about time in the market. Long-term investing does best. Diversify. Don't have all your eggs in one basket. We're up to number 5. Turn down the noise. Only listen to what matters. Number 6. Buy low, sell high. Selling after a big fall just locks in losses. Keep that in mind. 7. Beware the crowd at extremes. Shares bottom at the point of maximum bearishness. Beware of that. 8. Focus on investments you understand and that provide decent, sustainable cash flows. And 9, almost the most important, seek financial advice. There's Shane Oliver's top 9 tips.
Well, we just kind of ended up right where we started there. Remember, seek advice. Very, very important to remember that one. That's it, Sean. 5 things to think about if you have a bit of downtime this summer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. Enjoy the Christmas season.
Thank you. It's Christmas 2021. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. It may be the summer holidays, but we'll be with you every day with a new episode each morning. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast Five by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.